Hello everyone. Today we are starting chapter Human Reproduction. Human Reproduction is the chapter from class 12th CBSE Biology, and this is the part 1 of Human Reproduction. In this part 1 we will be discussing about male reproductive system. Before actually discussing the topic male reproductive system, I would like to give a brief explanation of what is actually reproduction. Reproduction, it is one of the most important fundamental characteristic of all living beings, and reproduction is actually the ability of the living organism to produce a new living organism or new generation of living organism which are similar to themselves. So it is one of the most important fundamental characteristic of life, and the aim of reproduction is to increase the population and perpetuation of the species, or in another way we can say that it provides group immortality by replacing the dead individual with the new ones. So with time different organisms have evolved different ways to multiply and produce new organisms. So broadly they are categorized into two categories. One of the mode of reproduction, it is asexual mode of reproduction, and the another mode of reproduction is the sexual mode of reproduction. So in human there is the sexual mode of reproduction, or the human beings reproduce sexually, and these are viviparous. So what is the meaning of viviparous? The meaning of viviparous is they give birth to young ones. Another term is oviparous, but the humans are viviparous. So the first step in the process of reproduction is the gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is the formation of gamete. Formation of gametes. We know that the gametes are of two types, sperm and ovum, and these gametes are produced respectively, sperm in the male reproductive system while the ovum in the female reproductive system. Formation of sperm is known as the spermatogenesis, while oogenesis is the process by which the ovum formation takes place inside the female body. So first step is the formation of gametes, and these are the specialized cells or the reproductive unit in sexual reproduction are the sperm and ovum. Then there is the fusion of sperm and ovum inside the female body, that is known as fertilization, and the product of fertilization is zygote, which is followed by cleavage of zygote. Then there is implantation of zygote, which is further followed by organogenesis. First of all, there is formation of germ layers. We will be discussing all these steps in different lectures. Here I am giving you a brief of the different steps of reproduction process. Now there is organogenesis, which is followed by birth or parturition and lactation. So these are the steps in the process of reproduction. The male reproductive system, it is comprised of primary reproductive organs and the accessory reproductive organs. Man is unisexual, and we can easily differ a male from the female. Male visibly differs from the female in physical standard, in external genital organs, and in accessory sex characters. Now the female and the male reproductive system both are consist of tissues and organ which are highly specialized for performing a specific function, and the aim of both male reproductive system as well as the female reproductive system is the joining of these sperm and ovum inside the female body, which is further followed by the individual development and growth of an individual. So, reproductive system of each sex, either female and male, is consist of many organs. First of all, there are primary reproductive organs or the primary sex organs. Primary sex organs or reproductive organs, these are called as the gonads, and these are the gonads which produce these specialized cells which are known as sperm and ovum. Okay. So, now the gonads in case of men is testes. So, these are the primary reproductive organs. Then there are some accessory reproductive organs which includes penis, ducts, and some glands are present. Testes. Testes are the primary sex organs of male. Now these testes, these are present in a pair. These are extra abdominal. These are present below the abdominal, and these are present in a sac, and this sac is known as the scrotum. It is actually a pouch of pigmenting skin which arising from the lower abdominal wall, and it hangs between the legs. Now, where the body temperature is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lesser than the abdominal temperature, means this scrotum is acting like a thermoregulator, because the temperature of scrotum is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lesser than the abdominal temperature, or you can say body temperature. So, it helps or it provides the security to the developing sperms. Now, each of the testes, as the testes are present in pair, these testes are surrounded by a membranous covering of mesodermal origin. The outermost covering of the testes is tunica vaginalis, outer covering, while there is another inner covering of testes which is known as the tunica fibrosa or tunica albuginea. It is consist of white fibrous connective tissue, and the nature of this covering is protective. It provides protection to the testes. Now, inside of each of the testes there are around 250 compartments. In each of the testes there are compartments are present, and these compartments are known as testicular folliculi or the lobules, each having 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules. So, total of 700 seminiferous tubules are present, each measuring 5 meter are present in each testis. The sperms are produced inside these tubules and pass outside the testes through tubuli recti, rete testis, and vasa efferentia. This is the male reproductive system, and the main organs in the male reproductive system, as we can see here, this is the scrotum or the pouch in which the testes are present. Now, inside the scrotum the testes are present in a pair, and this is the structure of one of the testes. Inside the testes there are compartments which are lobules, and inside the lobules there are seminiferous tubules. And important other organs of male reproductive system are epididymis, copulatory organ penis, urethra for the secretion of urine and seminal fluid. There are some ducts, seminal vesicle, a pair, ejaculatory duct, prostate duct, bulbourethral gland is present there. So these are the organs of the male reproductive system. Now this is the detailed uh, diagram of the testes. It is a section. If we cut the testes, there is the appearance of the testes is like this, and in this diagram you can easily see there are compartments. These are the compartments which are known as the testicular lobules or testicular folliculi. Okay. Now each of the lobule is separated by a septum. Now I have explained about the covering of the testes. So outer covering is the tunica vaginalis of the testes. Inner covering is the tunica albuginea. This covering provide protection to the testes, and this is mesodermal in origin, and it is made up of white fibrous connective tissue. Now in these lobules, testicular lobules or testicular folliculi, there are highly convoluted seminiferous tubules are present, and the number of lobules is around 250, or the compartments 250 are present in each of the testes, and in one compartment 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules are present. So total of approx 700 seminiferous tubules are present in each of the testes. End of the seminiferous tubules converge towards the middle of the posterior surface of the testes, and they join to form short stayed tubules which are known as tubuli recti. Now these tubuli recti open into a network of wider irregular tubules called rete testes. So these are the rete testes, and from the rete testes 15 to 20 fine tubules, the vasa efferentia arises, and this vasa efferentia they enter into the head of the epididymis. So if we see the whole structure of the male reproductive system, there are testicular lobules which have seminiferous tubules. Seminiferous tubules, they all merge and join to form tubuli recti. They form a irregular wider structure called rete testes. Rete testes, they form vasa efferentia. Then they enter into the head of a structure that is known as epididymis. Then there is vas deferentia, okay, which is further followed by ejaculatory duct. Okay, so this is the layout of the male reproductive system, and in this you can student can learn easily. Now each of the seminiferous tubule is lined on its inside by two type of cells. The inside of the seminiferous tubule, they are lined by two type of cell. One of the cell is the main germ cell, that is known as the spermatogonia, and another kind of cell which are present in seminiferous tubules are the Sertoli cells, and these Sertoli cells, these are known as the nursing cells. Okay, now these male germ cells, they undergo meiotic division and finally leading to the formation of sperms, and Sertoli cells provide nutrition to the germ cells. So this is important, where the sperm formation takes place and what are the cells which give rise to sperms, what are the Sertoli cells. You may find a direct question. The region outside the seminiferous tubules is called the interstitial space. There is the space between the seminiferous tubules, and that space is filled by some blood vessels, and there are also the interstitial cells or the Leydig cells. These are very important cells because they secrete the male androgens. Now Sertoli cells, they support and protect developing spermatogonia in several male. They nourish the sperm, they control movement of spermatogonia cells and the release of sperm into the lumen of the seminiferous tubules. They also secrete androgen binding protein, that is ABP. They secrete hormone inhibin and regulate the effect of testosterone and the follicular stimulating hormone FSH. So Sertoli cells are important for nourishing, and they also secrete some proteins, hormones and the androgens, regulation of the effects of the male androgens. So here is also the detailed structure of the male reproductive system. As I explained, the testes are present in a pair. They are present in scrotum, one of the testes and the another testes. Now the temperature of the scrotum is 2 to 2.5 degree lesser than the abdominal temperature. It provides security to the sperm, developing sperms. Now there are testicular lobule in each of the testes, and these lobules are like compartment in which the seminiferous tubules are present. Now in each of the compartment 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules are present, and these seminiferous tubules, they converge towards the posterior surface of the testes, and they form the ultimately they form the retitestes. Then they form vasa efferentia 12 to 15. Then they enter into the head of the epididymis, and from the epididymis they are followed by the vasa deferens. I have already explained this thing in previous slide. Now they are followed by ejaculatory duct, which is further followed by urethra, which runs along the whole length of the penis. Penis is the copulatory organ, and the tip of the penis is known as the glans penis. Now this is the urethra, which secrete the urine, and also it has the seminal plasma or the seminal fluid which contains sperms. Now there are a pair of seminal vesicles are present, prostate gland is present, bulbourethra or Cowper's gland is present. So these are the important organs of the male reproductive system. In the space between adjacent seminiferous tubules, there are Leydig cells which secrete testosterone. Very, very important. The most prevalent androgen, a hormone that promotes the growth of the masculine character in males. Some cells which are immunologically competent are also present. Androgen, they also promote the sexual desire in men. Vasa deferens enter into the abdominal cavity through inguinal canal. Inguinal canal is a passage between the abdominal cavity and the scrotum, and then joined with the duct of seminal vesicle to form the ejaculatory duct. So vasa deferens is followed by ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct with urinary duct open into the urinogenital sinus. The duct arising from the urinogenital sinus is called the urethra. It is the urethra which carries the urine as well as the seminal fluid, and it passes through the penis and open at the tip of the penis, which is known as the glans penis. The urethra originates from the urinary bladder and extends through the penis to its external opening called the urethral meatus. Now one more thing to remember, we have discussed about epididymis. So this is the long tube which is greatly coiled and tightly packed to form a elongated flattened body which is attached to the hinge surface of the testes. Why is important? In the head of the epididymis there is the physiological maturation of sperms in which the sperm acquire increased motility and the fertility capacity or the fertilizing capacity. Now, the glands which are present in male reproductive system, these are a pair of seminal vesicles. There are prostate glands and Copper's or the bulbourethral glands. Seminal vesicles, these are the elongated coiled sacs and they are about 4 cm long. They are present near the ampullae of the vasa deferens, and it is the remnant of the Mullerian duct and is known as the uterus masculina. These are present in a pair and these are present dorsal to the urinary bladder, and the main function of seminal vesicle is the production of the bulk of semen, or the 60% of the seminal fluid is secreted or produced by the seminal vesicles. These vesicles do not store sperm at all. Now, the secretion which is secreted by the seminal vesicle, they contain fructose, fibrinogen, hyaluronidase, prostaglandins and the ascorbic acid. Another gland which is present in male reproductive system, it is prostate gland. It is present around urinogenital sinus and it produces 20% of the semen. The secretion contain citric acid, fibrinolysin, phospholipids, calcium and acid phosphatase. You should remember all this. The gland corresponding to prostate is absent in female. Now, another gland which is present in male reproductive system is the Copper's gland or the bulbourethral gland. 5% of the semen is secreted by the Copper's gland. They lie below the prostate gland and they are about the size of a pea seed. They secrete alkaline mucus which is discharged into the membranous part of the urethra, and the semen or the seminal plasma having fructose, calcium and certain enzyme is an alkaline fluid and contains about 100 million sperm per cell. Semen, the secretions of accessory sex gland and mucus are added to the sperm to form the seminal fluid, which is also known as the semen or the seminal plasma. It is rich in fructose, calcium and certain enzymes are also there. Now, what are the functions? First of all, they provide a fluid medium for the transmission of sperm into the vagina of the female. Now, they nourish and activate the sperm to keep them viable and motile. They neutralize the acidity of the urine in the urethra of the male and also in the vagina of the female to protect the sperm. Now, if we see the main organs or the functions of the components of the male reproductive system, scrotum, as we have discussed, it acts as a thermoregulator which give a security to the sperms. Testes, sperm formation as well as the secretion of the androgen and also the secretion of inhibin protein. Epididymis, there is the maturation and storage of sperms. Number 4, vas deferens, sperm maturation, storage and transport. Number 5, ejaculatory, it is the duct for the transport of sperms. Number 6, penis. It is the erectile organ used during copulation. And if we talked about the accessory sexual glands, seminal vesicle, prostate gland and bulbourethral gland, they secrete the seminal fluid. Okay, and source of energy and nutrients for sperms. So this is all about the male reproductive system. Thank you so much, guys.